So let's go.
Cheers, everyone. Welcome to Texas on Tap with Miss Helen, and hello to producer Kyle. How are you today?
Cheers. Hello. I'm
I like the
still
wave.
waking up, as you can see.
Well, you're looking good. At least you're grounded. You're home now
I'm
for
home.
a
Yeah,
while.
simmered down a little bit from the last time you heard from me. So yeah, things are looking up.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at some music. I'll go ahead and jump in if that's okay.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I want to start with Curtis Grimes has a new radio release out. It's called How the Hurtin' Goes, and this is one of those stories about it's like heartbreak. You get down, you got to pick yourself up, but it's from a perspective of a person that's actually been through it. But I love some of the lyrics in it. It takes time, but not the time that you waste in a bottle when you're going through that struggle. Leave the past to get where you're going. It takes time. Pull yourself together. Again, coming from the perspective of a person that's been there. So it's
Mm,
really a upbeat, kind of encouraging song for unfortunately people that have to have the heartbreak and the heart hurts for a while. But you can pick yourself up, head on down to the future and see what it holds. So, great song from Curtis Grimes. His voice, the sound, everything's great. And let's talk about Staudt Brothers. They have a new radio release. It's called Misery. And oh my gosh, when it first starts out with that mandolin coming in, of course
mm.
they work in the mandolin a lot with their band. And of course they're kind of from my area here. They're Victoria. But you know who produced this? Zach and Greg and Kyle from Blue Water Highway.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's
You can
cool.
kinda, like, hear their stuff
Yeah,
in there too.
yeah, I guess
And so
so.
I just yeah, and it's a really inspiring song, and it talks about personal struggles and going through misery and how you can exceed things, and everybody goes through hard times, but I just like the whole vibe of the song and the
Mm.
beat and the sound, so check that out, Stott Brothers, Misery, it is out to radio. Now we're gonna open the tap room for our friends from the Great Divide. This is Set It All Down. There's their new radio release because, Infinite Line was the number one for them. So new to radio, The Great Divide, Set It All Down. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my favorite song whenever they dropped the album, which is crazy. It's almost been a year since that record came out, but I like that riff at the beginning and how they kind of keep it up throughout. It's got that I associate it with Dallas geographically because of like the Toadies and that like post grunge thing, which is totally off base for this podcast. But it's cool how they kind of like brought that influence, like the '90s thing, and it's just I don't know, reminds me of
Hmm.
like all the music I loved growing up. So very cool.
Good point. Good point.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah, I was gonna totally say something and it's just gone. Okay. So I guess I didn't need to say it. All right. Pass it on to you.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep the tap room open, and this one is like super exciting. It's been out to radio for a little while, but he just dropped to streaming today. This is Cory Morrow's first release in 3 years. It's called "Hell of a Storm." I think that's my favorite Cory Morrow song ever. Is that a
I
hot take?
know. I'm a huge Cory Morrow. I have every song of his in my library. And when I heard that, I ditto what you just said.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like
Oh, amazing.
it's kind of going back to what I was just talking about with the Great Divide song. It's got these cool like production elements in it that like remind me of the stuff I listened to growing up, which is always gonna, win me over. But it's just I don't know, it's awesome. It's like rocking. It starts out with like, the kind of acoustic Cory Morrow you're used to. You hear his voice
Mhm,
and then it just
mhm.
kicks into that like train beat rock and roll chorus and super cool. It's got all these effects. It's got like for those of y'all that are into like the pop punk stuff, it's got the Travis Barker drums, a little flanger effect every now and then. Then it's got that kind of like trippy bridge with the chorus on his vocals, or like super reverby. So, anyways, check it out. Awesome, awesome song.
Yes, yes. I was just talking about the importance of bridges and songs last night. I was having a discussion with some yeah, it's weird. Yeah, that's weird you brought that up because I noted that also. So yay, I love it. Cory Morrow. He's one of my
Yeah.
faves.
Yep, yep. Okay, and then another big one this week. Randall King's been teasing a song that he was going to put out for a couple weeks, and it dropped to streaming today. It's called "The One You're Waiting On," but he also dropped a second surprise single today, and that's the one I'm talking about called "Hard to Be Humble." I'm not sure if you were able to listen to that one because the
I wasn't. I
oh yeah,
wasn't. I couldn't and
the way
yeah.
his label shared it was kind of weird, so I tried to share it with
And
you,
I
but
was like,
It's so good. It's a super cool song. Chorus melody, harmonies are just like super pleasing and peaceful, kind of like it's almost like relaxing. Um, but it's cool. So he does this thing in the chorus where it ends. You know how typically in a country song, like the most basic general country song, the last like sentence or whatever of a chorus is the title of the song, right? How it like generally ends like
Mhm,
that.
mhm.
So he does this thing that I've seen done before, but it's always just super cool and unique whenever it's done, where it ends. The song's called Hard to Be Humble. And so he ends the chorus with like, and baby, it's so hard. And then in the next section, when it starts, it says to be humble. And it's just cool. I was trying to think of like what musical tool or like writing thing that's, I don't even know if there's a name for it, but super cool, kind of sets the song apart from the rest of the crowd. And I think that song is going to do really well. And it's cool that he chose that one as like a, just like a last minute secret release. So I guess go check out both Randall King songs from today.
Yes.
And then last up, Adam Hood's got another one. I feel like we've talked about like 10 Adam Hood songs already this year.
Man, I'm telling you, but this one right here
Yeah.
blew my socks off.
Yeah.
It took me back to, like, when I was a kid, like,
Mm,
some of, like, m my like, some Fleetwood Mac-ish kinda stuff, like,
totally. I had the same thing. Yep.
yes.
Yeah. Like even
It
70s
reminded
and
me of the
80s. Yep.
yes, yes, yes.
It's got all kinds of weird stuff. It's almost like, well, so starting off, I've just kind of been obsessed with Adam's like instrumentation and their music, like all the stuff he's done so far this year. He's gotten kind of like creative and outside of the box, but this one specifically is like even more experimental. I feel like with those like kind of 70s, 80s Fleetwood like weird tension things. Like, like the song's super catchy. He's got Ellis singing on it. She's a beast. She's blowing up right now, but it's like it almost has this tension to it that just like draws you in even more throughout the whole song. It's kind of like, what am I missing? Like, what's going on here? But yeah, awesome. Super, super cool song. So, gotta check that one out from Adam Hood and Ella Langley.
Yeah. Well, that was 6 great songs right there.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a heavy hitter cast this week for sure.
It was hard because I do wanna well, I know I could go on and on about some of the radio releases that came out this week, so, I'm sure we'll catch up eventually when they're charting and we can do some chit chat. Okay, so I'm just gonna Cynthia Rouse has, Abracadabra out, y'all gotta check that out.
Go check that
It
one out.
was like, yeah, there's so much coming up the
Hmm.
charts. Speaking of the charts, we're fixing to take a look at the charts, which was where we talk about our friends at
Hmm.
morethanmusiccreations.com. Your favorite Texas artists, guitar strings are made into jewelry, and then it's turned around and it benefits children in foster homes. And the pieces are just absolutely gorgeous. So much creativity, such a durable type jewelry. I have mine. We have Text Toast podcast line, and so morethanmusiccreations.com. Go to the website, check it out, and get you some jewelry today.
Yeah, do it.
Looking at the top 5 on CD Extraction Texas for this week, staying at number 5, William Beckman's Tennessee Drinkin'. Number 4 is Kyle Parks, Me When I Drink. Aaron Watson, 7-Year Ache featuring Jenna Paulette is at number 3. The Great Divide's Infinite Lines at number 2 because they were number 1 last week. And then from 3 to 1, We Ain't the Only Ones. Should I sing it? Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen. Absolutely love that
We
song.
saw
Like
that when it
it's
came out.
best story. Yes. Okay, so number 5 on the Texas Regional Radio Report. We ain't the only ones. Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen, Aaron Watson, Jenna Paulette are at number 4 with 7-Year Ache. Uriel Hutchins is at number 3 with Label. Number 2 this week is Six Pack State of Mind. I'm proud of Grant Gilbert, of course, with Josh Abbott on that one. And guess what? William Beckman took over number 1 with
Number
Tennessee
one.
Drinkin'.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think I have actually adopted that as my summer song of the year. Looking at the Texas country music chart, number 5 this week is Aaron Watson, Jenna Paulette with 7-Year Ache. We ain't the only ones. Number 4, William Beckman's at number 3 with Tennessee Drinking. Kyle Park is at number 2 with Me When I Drink. And going from 3 to 1. We just talked about them. That's why there's a new radio release. The Great Divide, Infinite Line. So they went number
Sweet.
1 on Texas country music chart and number 1 last week on the CD Extraction Texas chart. So there you go.
Yeah. Is that all three? You got through them already?
I think so. One, 2,
Dang,
3.
that's
Yes, I
quick.
did.
Wow.
Yes, I did. Abracadabra. I'm stuck on that.
I
I'm
see
stuck
what
on
you did
that
there.
Cynthia Rush song. Yeah, I'm stuck on that song.
Nice, nice,
So,
nice. What's going on in your world?
what's not going on in my world? It's embarrassing. Like you just really don't know. It's a
Okay.
lot of fun stuff. some of the schools are back, and
Yeah.
so things are kind of starting to slow down. And I feel like my mind's starting to reset, and I'm trying to catch up. But I can't complain. It's busy. I have a good life, and I don't. I mean, like a lot of weird stuff happens to me. The
Sounds like we need to
snake
start a new
last, yeah,
podcast.
chase the snake, trying to get back into the normal swing of things. But it's like, and I think everybody has this these days. It's like I cannot plan a day. Like if I think, okay, this morning, this is my checklist. This is what I'm gonna do. Forget it in my
Something
world.
always comes
It
up. Yeah.
just doesn't happen. Yes.
Yeah. Well, speaking of school being back in, this is a kind of just a silly story. Do you know what Dole Whip is? Have we talked about that on here before?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Dole Whip is like I I had it first in Hawaii because that's where like the Dole pineapples grow, but
Mhm.
apparently it's a thing at Disney World too, and it's like pineapple ice cream, I guess, essentially, but it's like the best thing on earth. Okay. So down the street from my house, there's a snow cone place. And I just recently, before I left for this last tour, found out that they have Dole Whip and they put it in their snow cones. So I was obsessed, doing it all the time, craving it the whole time I was gone on the road. Came back, like one of my top priorities was go get a snow cone, some Dole Whip. But now the hours have changed because I never really thought about like the relationship to snow cone stands in school. And so I've gone
Oh,
three
true.
times to go get a snow cone since I've been back, and they've been closed. It's like
That's
my
like when the
worst
ice cream
nightmare.
that's like the ice cream trucks, so they used to come through the neighborhood. When was it? When we were all riding our
Yeah.
bikes out at
Well, but you,
summertime and we were
yeah, man, it's like it was like heartbreaking walking
well,
over there because
is it something that you can maybe, mimic? Like maybe go on Pinterest and
yeah,
see if there's something you
you
can
can
find to where you can
you
make
can
it.
make it, but you know how snow cones
It's
go. Like
not the same, I
I'm not
know.
even like the Dole Whip I could probably make, but also the snow cones are so good. And like I'm not a snow cone guy generally, but it's like that snow cone, the way it's made, the ice shaved, whatever they do, is just better than
Yeah,
everything
it is.
else.
It's
So it's
true. That is true.
like
Yeah.
certain snow cone stands you think of just like the red and blue and the gross and like the sugar. It's just this place is top notch. Shout out Casey's in Austin if you guys need a good snow cone, but also they're closed all the
Mhm.
time now apparently. So
It's funny that you bring that up because years and years ago, this was probably about 10 years ago, I was telling everybody, it's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open a snow cone stand, and it's gonna be adult snow cones on one side
ooh,
and the kids' snow cones on the other side. And now they pretty much popped up everywhere.
yeah, those kind of
Like,
are.
but I was like, it'd just be so cool to have a snow cone in the summer with a little mix on it with a little
Mm.
adult beverage, and
Well,
then but
yeah,
on
you
the other
just
side, the kids can go get their regular flavors.
what you do is you just make the normal snow cones and it's a normal snow cone stand, but then you just have the little shooters, the little
Hmm.
small
Oh
bottles,
yeah,
and you just
yeah.
sell those and separate and you just put them on yourself.
I don't know.
That's
Maybe
genius.
I still might think about that. Not that I,
You guys
not
stand a
that
snow
I
cone stand.
like I need something else to do. Hey, I could do it. Well, I don't know. Anyway,
I'm sure you'd
so
enjoy it.
yeah,
Podcast live from the snow cone stand.
so sad.
Jesus.
That is so sad.
Good Lord.
Okay, no,
One of those
I love
weeks.
it. Talking snow cones.
Oh man. Okay, well I leave again on Saturday for a road trip. I'm gonna be gone for like 2.5 weeks. Me and my lady get to go jump in the car and go see a bunch of cool stuff all around the country. So I'll be calling in from somewhere next week and probably will take a week off after that just to give you guys a heads up. Still kind of on the fence whether or not I want to re-air some old stuff because I like the idea of going back. Like I personally go back and listen to those old episodes and they're super entertaining, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We've gotten some feedback from listeners and some people are like, "Nah, don't do that." Some people are like, "Yeah, that could be cool." So,
Some people like need to, well, yeah. I mean, and it's like it's kind of weird if like we because I know sometimes we work ahead, so there's like a
yeah.
particular day we may not record that we normally record because we put
Hmm.
it on another day. And it's just like those days are just not the same for me because it's like
Yeah.
that's the one day I have a routine. That's the one day that it's like no interruptions, no disruptions
Hmm.
until this is done,
Until it's done. Yeah.
then I can move on to my other business. But yeah, so it's been some fun stuff. But taking a little break every now and then, kind of
Everybody's got to do
freshens
it.
you up.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. Okay. Well, anything else?
Nope. I
Okay.
mean, that's about it. It's
Oh,
just
you want to talk about Darren?
oh my God, Darren Morris. Where do I start?
Yeah.
Best guy ever. Interview's great. Yeah, if y'all haven't had a chance to take a listen to it, you should do it because, yeah, as a matter of fact, it's like I need to do better with sharing our podcast on my personal social media
Mhm.
because that was one. It was like I really need to make sure everybody needs. If you don't know, then you need to know Darren
Yeah.
Morris.
Yep, yep,
Mhm.
yep. And that one was just fun. Like you said, you almost like
He was so
started to
fun.
believe you were talking to one of your close friends at one point.
Like totally got all of my prep and all the notes I had. It was like just put
Out the
it on the
window.
ground. We're just
Yeah.
gonna sit here and chit chat. That's how cool it was. So yeah.
Man. Yeah, no, it was fun. I really enjoyed listening back to that one. And then this coming week we have an interview with Gracie York, who we've been wanting to get on for a long time, and she just put out one of our favorite songs of the year so far in Marlboro Magic. So
Mhm,
that was real cool. Got to learn a lot about her. I didn't realize she was so young. I
mhm.
didn't realize, that she's worked with so many awesome people already, and she's got. I mean, you got to tune into the podcast to learn about the
Yes.
the surprise she unveils. So
Yeah, she's a jewel. Just a
yeah,
jewel. Yeah,
yeah,
loved it.
really, really cool, interesting conversation, and she was very talkable and enjoyable. So
Mhm.
I liked it a
Mhm.
lot. Okay, well, like, share, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, or give us a thumbs down. I was actually being like a weirdo and looking on Instagram or on YouTube yesterday to see how many people have thumbs down our videos, and it was like 5 all time,
Mm.
which was like weird. What did we do? Why did I make you mad? But
It was
also,
probably all my fault. It was probably all on me.
you think you went? Oh, yeah, somebody was mad about you for talking about using the wrong
No.
lures or something.
Shut it with the fishing. It's not a fishing podcast.
I mean, this is a whatever we want podcast. It's a Helen can't keep her tasks in order podcast today. So,
I know. So sorry. Anyway,
hey, they know what they're getting into if they're still listening at this point.
it's just us. It is what it is,
Yep.
as the Kenny store says. Which I'm
Oh,
so
God,
happy
I
they're
miss that
located.
place.
I'm going there as soon as I can break away
Yeah,
there.
we gotta go catch a show.
For sure. All
Okay,
right. Well, you have fun.
I will.
I'll
You
hold
have
things
fun.
down here where all the crazy people are. No, I'm just
Yeah,
joking.
I'm going where the cold is, and hopefully by the time I get back, it won't be so hot here anymore.
Well, I don't even want to say this, and I think you might have seen it on the weather. And of course, this is, we're looking into next week, but we need the rain. And I'm hoping that low
Hmm.
pressure system, I'm hoping that high pressure moves up and that just stays a low pressure system and we get some rain.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows we need it. It looks like if it comes in with some of the models, and it's just a big rain event.
Yep. Yep.
But I can tell you, being a coastal person, y'all, that water is hot in the Gulf of Mexico and it could just simmer up something really quick. So all of us are like, I have some friends that they are leaving to go to Nantucket
Oh,
and they're like, she said, don't think we're stupid, but just in case, I mean, because we're right here. Beach is right there. Gulf of Mexico's
you're gonna
right
get
there.
slammed. I
I said,
mean,
that's a
play it
good
safe.
thing.
Can't hurt.
Yeah. We just need some rain. Everyone needs some rain. It's just
Yep. Well, Tuesday with Gracie York.
all right. Cheers.
Cheers.